I think that she got elected to be mayor of probably the toughest time in the history of Oakland. Post Proposition 13 is not the time. That we really, not only a fiscal crisis, but a moral crisis when we have people, killing each other and killing people throughout our neighborhoods. And I think something that I think all of us collectively together as a community, as a rainbow community, have the responsibility to address and be angry about it. At the same time that we demand that all of us collectively, elected officials, OPD, fire, all of us have to really, really work as close as we can to make sure that we protect this community, that we protect each other, that we demand respect for each other. More? Okay. Can't hear me in the back? Wow. Sometimes they can't hear me without microphones, so I tried harder. So I think that it is definitely a great responsibility that we have. Ms. Quan, again, is going to be facing, with all of us, the toughest budget that we have ever faced, at least since I've been around for 19 years. The reality is that we're going to have to make some incredible, difficult choices in order to balance this budget. The reality is that from the federal government to the state government, they have sometimes the luxury of extending those budgets. We don't have that luxury. The city of Oakland must balance this budget. We're going to do it together. We're going to work together. We are going to probably disagree in some areas of how to do it. But I can tell you that those disagreements is what democracy is all about, is to make sure that the best product comes out of those discussions and those debates that will include you. And that's our commitment. That's our goal to do that. So let me just a couple of things, because then I think we're going to break out, and I think that the mayor and the city council are going to get the input of the benefit of your input. You're going to start making some real tough decisions. The reality is that we have this year probably close to this year, meaning by June 30th, probably a $10 million deficit just in this fiscal year. 6.5, 7, probably 10. Next year is a $46 million deficit, without talking about the big payment of something called PFERS, which is Police and Fire Retirement System. That was the old one. That's an additional $40 million. So this is a very, very serious financial crisis that we are facing. And we are willing, and I think the mayor is willing, to again make some of those real tough decisions. So let me tell you a couple of things. One, that I think that both of us come out of labor, both of us respect people, both of us respect the city employees that work so hard. It's only a very minor number of city employees that are here this morning, but the thousands of people that work for the city. We have that responsibility on our shoulders to make sure that we impact the less possible number of people. And to do that, I think that the major cost to the city, police and fire, have to realize that they have to come to the table, that they have to give us relief in some of those areas that take 72% of this budget. We're working with the mayor. We're working together. We want to be fair. Many cities are doing this, from San Jose to Fresno to San Francisco to Los Angeles. And I think that, no question about it, that we have to, as a family, we have to balance this budget, and everybody has to pitch in. And I'm saying everyone. And the sooner that we do it, the better, because we don't have the luxury of time, and I think that that's the reason why this mayor is working so hard. I have to give credit to Mayor Quan. Since January, I think that she has been more visible. She has attended more meetings. She has done really to show that it's a mayor that cares and that goes to the neighborhoods and really understands and gets feedback. And that's good. And I think that that's going to allow us to really, really make some of those tough choices that we need to make, not because we want to or because we like to, but because we have to. And I think that that's why it's so important for you to be here this morning. She was in District 1. Now she's in District 5. I'm very, very super impressed, grateful, and thankful that you are here this morning. People from all over, especially in District 5. I believe that collectively together, because we were very close together. Jean Quan was council member in District 4. I was District 5. We were very close together, and because our districts overlap. And when you look at Fruitville Alive, and now we start working on Foothill, all of those issues that I think are important to you and important to us, I think that we have worked together on those issues. We'll continue to work together. And the main issue, in closing, and the main issue is the public safety of our citizens. I can tell you there is no higher priority and responsibility. It should not be. Police and fire are the main core services that not only protect people's lives, but save people's lives. And I think that we have to make sure that we can do our jobs. When it comes to the politics, when it comes to the debates, when it comes to issues that sometimes communities are divided, and the approaches that we take to trying to give police and fire the tools that are necessary for us to do a better job, the tools that are necessary to deal with the times, the changing of times, with the different type of crimes that we are facing, with the really intrusion of many other factors that I think that affect the daily lives and the quality of lives of you. The seniors, the mothers, the fathers, the children that we have to walk to school, all of that sometimes take different approaches. Not because the mayors or the city council members sit down and think about, maybe what is the new things that we want to do. The reality is that we are forced to look at many ways and different tools to address that, to address those issues that change all the time. So I take my heart off the Oakland Police Department. They want less resources trying to do the job. But at the same time, I think that we have to change the way we do business. And the communities have to understand, all of us have to demand together, not a small group of people, not only a few vocal people, but all of us have to really understand the incredible challenge of the police department, the incredible challenge of public works, of the fire department, and we have to really support that, support new approaches, and really, as a community, demand that the police department needs support and needs resources and needs new tools to do our job to protect all of us. And that comes sometimes with those debates that take place, but I think that that's what democracy is all about. Not one, not two, but the majority of the people of the city council, or a city, or a county, or the state to make those tough decisions. Not just a few, not the vocal few, but all of us together. So I'm very happy to be here with my friend, the mayor, to start talking about some of the issues that I think you care about. And I can guarantee you that we're going to do the best that we can, the best that we believe in our heart is the right thing to do. And sometimes you have to make decisions that are very painful, but unfortunately, I don't believe we have a choice sometimes but by making those decisions. So in closing, I want to thank Claudia Burgos and my office, and Richard Fuentes and Lisa Ruland that work in my office with me and working very close with Mayor Quan to put this event together and to, again, to let you tell us and chart the way for what we want to do in the next fiscal year, in the next couple of fiscal years. So thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Appreciate it.
Next on the program, we have our breakout sessions. Does everybody have an agenda? Did everybody pick up an agenda when you came in? These are the breakout sessions. We're going to have about 50 minutes for the breakout sessions, and then we will be coming back to this main room to report back to the mayor. We'll have a question and answer session with the mayor, and then at the very end, she's going to be doing a drawing of some A's game tickets. So I'm going to read off the breakout session topics for those of you who did not pick up an agenda at the beginning. We have economic development, education, health and environment, housing and development, infrastructure, LGBT, infrastructure, potholes, streets, lights, LGBT empowerment, public safety, social justice, including immigration issues, transportation justice, and youth empowerment. So the three groups that are going to stay in this room are going to be education, health and environment, and LGBT empowerment. LGBT empowerment is going to be in the very back. There's a little small room there. But in this main hall, we're going to have education and health and environment. All of the other groups, we're all going to exit through these doors and go up the street into the school, to the auditorium, to the cafeteria, and to some of the classrooms there. So decide which group you want to participate in, and we're going to have about 50 minutes to, as a group, come up with priorities and then report back here. Thank you.
It's very important to remember, in Oakland, the city and the school district are two different agencies. So the mayor, the city council are not officially in charge of education. So I bring that up to tell you, as we think about what the city and the mayor and the community can do to support the schools, that's a different agenda than what the school board and the superintendent do. So I want you to have that frame of reference that we're thinking about, how do we as a community support schools and education in Oakland.
My name is Diana Lyons. I work and live in District 5, and I work at 2 program services for youth. And my question is, or my topic would be low test scores and job opportunities for young people of color.
My concern is realizing the improvements in the middle schools that we've seen in a lot of the elementary schools, rather than have the loss of that.
My name is Amy. I'm working for the Burmese community, Burmese refugee people. And now today I have a question about that. I want to have a question for the refugee people who came to the Oakland, and then they need ESL classes. That's why I would like to, they need an education opportunity because they need a job, because they do not have a basic English.
What is the role of each city's department in creating this full-service community schools idea in every region? North and West Oakland, Central Oakland, and East Oakland.
The schools need more resources than they get from your tax dollars. And we can sit here and talk all day about what the school district or the city should do. And I think that's an excellent number 2, what you gave. But unless we participate and show the kids one-on-one from when they're in kindergarten and 1st grade, helping those that are the furthest behind read, and work with them on their early math, and then as they get older, depending on the age group you want to work with, continuing to make sure that those who are starting to fall behind continue up. You'll help your teachers have a class that everybody's keeping up, and then going into the neighborhood leaders who are coming in and giving examples.
I was for teacher retention, but I think yours prioritizing education is most important, because overall we have to look at not our certain group, but from pre-K through high school and then through college. Because if we don't get them when they're young, we're seeing the problems that are happening now in the community.
I feel really strong around the gang recruitment prevention, because kids, when they get recruited by the gang members, they become the next leaders around crime, violence, and they are the target for the violence themselves. So I believe that preventing that at very early age will help us to really, the dropout rate is so high in many cases because they ended up using drugs as a result for the gangs activities.
There are certain schools that are housed in neighborhoods that are a reflection of the neighborhood, and unless our children feel safe, we can have good programs set up, but they basically need to have a sense of safety, and also where we can share resources between the city and the school district. We need to be thinking about that.